We were attending another church. They announced they were going to go to Kenya on a short-term mission trip. My wife and I had never done that, and we thought, well, we should go. And gosh, they're going to do a safari. Of course, we saw all this problem with dirty water and people not having wells at all and drinking contaminated water. And so that grabbed me. The question popped in my head, are my plans God's plans or are they just Mike's plans? Decided I wasn't going to do it. But then God said, no, just, do it for me. Don't do it for you. Recruited 10 people, and we did the first annual clean water climb of Mount Kilimanjaro in 2011.
My wife and I, we've done some other mission work before. If all we're doing is just providing clean water, it's going to have a benefit, but it's a temporary benefit. When you're providing clean water and telling them about Jesus, now you're giving them something that's going to have eternal benefit.
I've had the same lead guide 15 times. 2020, I ended up going myself because everything got canceled. And it was a big delay, and I went in October. It's the latest I've ever gone. It's so valuable to have memorized these Bible stories. It gave me the opportunity to share Jesus calms the storm. And I said, the whole world's going through a storm right now. Can I tell you a story from the Bible about storms? And then I said, and there's another story about Nicodemus, this Pharisee that came to Jesus at night. And then Jesus, of course, talks about being born again. So the next day, I'm with the main guide, Bruce, and I said, Bruce, what do you think about this story about being born again? He says, I want to be born again. I said, okay, tomorrow, if anybody wants to accept Christ as their personal Savior, come to the hotel. They have a swimming pool, and we'll do a baptism. 8 of these guys show up, including the lead guide, and 4 of them decided to follow Christ and get baptized. That would have not happened if it wasn't for COVID. I said, well, when's the last time you had clients? January. They hadn't had a client since January, and I was just one. And so God opened up a door to share my testimony with them. And but that was largely because of my experience in Malawi. There's definitely a synergy there. I've actually taken that same guy, Bruce, now twice to Malawi with me after the hikes. He thoroughly loves it, and he wants to be part of the ministry himself. Jesus said to feed the hungry and to give water to the thirsty. I mean, it's a commandment of his. And whatever you do to the least of these, you do unto me. So when we serve them, we're also, in a sense, serving Christ.
It's very humbling because you realize these are people that have so much less than I have, and the celebration of water, just water. I mean, which of us celebrate when we turn on a tap and there's water? None of us, right? We just think it's expected, it's there, but that's not the case for them. We feel like I'm not effective, or I'm not at a level that I need to be at. And I love the stories where Jesus is getting ready to feed the 5,000, and this boy comes and he gives them what he has. It's not enough for everybody, but he gives them what he has. I think that's what God is calling us to. Just bring me what you have. I'm going to do this with you. And he does.
It's like one of the poorest countries in the world, and yet the rejoicing they have just to have their water well, hand pump water well, working again, and their desire to accept Christ, those two things are just so powerful. And that just thrills me and encourages me and energizes me to do this as long as possible.